Hello everyone, it's Chris, aka Scooby. These are my friends Sandy and Jacob. Sandy actually works here with me at the Chino Hills store. And today we are sampling the new Colombia Chiroso. It is a new varietal that just hit coffee in the last couple years, or the coffee community in the last couple years. It's a mutation of a Ethiopian bean that was planted by a young producer. He's actually 22 years old when he started working with this coffee, so he's fairly new to the coffee game in terms of, shouldn't say new to the coffee game, but new to just transforming the coffee world. And so we have a really fun coffee to play with. Daniel, our manager of Redondo, is actually going to be taking this coffee to competition, so I'm super excited for what that's going to do for him and for the company. We're going to start off with something a little weird that you may not have seen before. We actually chilled these cups with ice cold water. And the reason why is because we noticed that when you chill the cups, pouring that hot coffee into the cup specifically for this coffee gave it this like sort of blast of aroma right away. Just gonna throw that in the bushes. And so it's gonna hit that chilled cup, and immediately it's just gonna sort of like seize up and concentrate those flavors, and the aroma is just gonna waft off of those cups really quickly, and we get this huge aroma right away of like caramel and peaches and fresh strawberry. So I'm already like, I'm this far away from it. This is what, like a foot maybe, and I can already smell it, maybe half a foot, who knows, because you know, science. But like I can already smell this like huge caramel sort of like, I don't know, like this sweet caramelized sugar kind of ambiance coming off of the coffee. It makes me just more excited. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I eat with my nose, not with my hands or my mouth. Like I literally, if I could smell it coming out of the kitchen, then I'm like, yes or no. So this is a yes for me. So I'm super excited. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna grab our cups, and we're just gonna do like a really deep inhale followed by a couple shallow sniffs, just like a little puppy. What are you guys smelling?
Definitely the peach, like right away.
It almost smells like it has like a berry note to it.
Yeah, for me, like
yeah,
it's kind of like, have you guys ever had the haichu candies before?
Yes.
It's like a strawberry haichu.
I don't think I've ever had a strawberry one, but 100% the strawberry is there.
Yeah, there's like just like really nice fruit, but also like a really nice candiness to it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna take like a tiny sip. It's not gonna be too hot right now because we cooled it down, like pouring into the cup. Take a tiny sip and let that just kind of roll around your tongue, and tell me about what you're experiencing.
I still get like the stronger notes of the peach for sure. And then I noticed it's very like a tea-like body. Like it's very light.
I was gonna say tea-like.
Yeah. It's nothing crazy, bitter, or super acidic or anything like that.
Yeah, for me, like the biggest thing is just like the freshness of the fruit in here.
Yeah.
So it tastes like it was just picked.
Yeah.
Like a very summer fruitiness to it, almost like a Spanish wine with those like summer fruits that happen in there. Those are the things that are popping out most to me, but it still retains this like really sweet aroma. Cool, now we're gonna do a slurp. So basically you're just like trying to be like a vacuum with your mouth and get it to spray all over your mouth.
You can really taste the peach in that.
100%.
Really taste
It's like a fresh yellow peach. Like you bit into it and like this like ocean of flavor just came out of the peach. I feel like I spilled it on my shirt, but I didn't.
And then it really does have like a green tea note to it as well.
Yeah, there's like a mintiness that I really like. It's got like that effervescence at the end that's like palate cleansing.
The aftertaste. I definitely taste it.
All right, we'll take one more sip and then we'll start pairing. I think that follow-up sip for me has like a little bit of citrus to it. So there's like, it's like on the dancing between like a navel orange and a tangerine, because there's like tanginess and like sugary sweet candy like things.
It does
happening.
have like a candy, like that really, it's that really sweetness to it. It's a lot sweeter than you would expect from a coffee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I absolutely love so far about this coffee, is like the sweetness just kind of gets better as it cools.
Yeah. And normally like when there's just either coffee or tea. Like the way that you smell it isn't always exactly how it tastes, but I feel like this is pretty like on par. Like smells sweet, tastes sweet.
Agreed. All right, so we have longan fruit here, which is tropical fruit. In my opinion, it kind of tastes like if you took a cantaloupe and a banana and maybe like a brown spice like cardamom and paired those together in a fruit. That's what you get. It's like a very sweet fruit, but it looks like a grape on the inside, which is very interesting because it throws you off. And then we got some fresh walnuts here with the skin on, and then we got some 80% dark chocolate. So Sandy, your lady, do the honors. Which one are we doing first?
Longan.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll take a sip, and then we'll eat the longan, and then we'll take another sip and see how the coffee changes after eating the food.
Okay.
Heads up, if you buy longans, you have to peel it, and then there is a seed, a big seed inside. So don't just like bite down on that sucker. It'll be like the experience of biting down on a cherry.
Which I did.
I was like, there she goes.
It's like not an edible seed at all, too. Like you're gonna be right at your dentist if you do that. Oh yeah, tastes like cantaloupe and banana.
Yeah. That's like the freshness of cantaloupe. Not too sweet. Oh wow. I feel like it reinforced like the fact that it's coffee, like the coffee flavor, because the longan is definitely like a lot more naturally sweet. Obviously, it's a fruit, it's got the sugars in it, but
yeah, I feel like it really, because I had so much sugar, like the experience that I got or what I tasted or felt was the brightness of like the freshness of that strawberry, but without the sweetness of it. So almost like it was like underripe.
yeah.
And then I got like the bitterness of tea at the end, but not the sweetness of the tea.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, 100% on that one.
Not my favorite pairing, I'll be honest.
No, it really does take away some of the highlights that I feel like were so much more apparent before you had the sweet.
Yeah.
All right, Jacob, you're up next. Which one are we doing? Walnuts
I think we're
or?
doing the walnut next. So
Okay.
I want to go to a bitter in between.
So we're gonna do coffee again, and then walnut, and then coffee. That made the walnut taste really good.
Turns out you just like walnuts.
Could be.
I feel like it brought out kind of like a caramelly taste a little bit, just because of like the nuttiness of the walnut, and like when you kind of break down the walnut in your mouth, it like turns into like, how do I describe this?
It's almost astringent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
kind of.
it gets a little sour. Like at first, there's like a flavor of caramel that happens,
Yeah.
but then it almost is like sour, like lemons.
Yeah,
Like if you
because
were to lick a lemon.
it's almost the opposite effect, where instead of bringing out the sweet, it brought out the other side of it, almost like the sour bitterness of the coffee.
Which kind of makes sense to me. Like these are super sweet, and so then instead of tasting like all three parts of the coffee, you just taste the acidity and the bitterness. Whereas like the walnut, the skin of a walnut is very bitter, the inside of a walnut's very sweet, and so what's left to taste after that is just the acidity.
Oh yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
All right, so then this 80% dark chocolate being super dark, being super bitter, probably not super sweet, hopefully will probably be one of the funnest pairings, but we'll see what happens. Really dark.
I love dark chocolate. Really good.
Et puis, du coup, il me raconte un peu ce qu'il a fait. Je savais que ça. Mais il me dit, ouais, je suis arrivé, j'étais en Allemagne, j'arrive en Allemagne, je suis parti sur un bateau de croisière.
I can't tell if I like it more or less than the longan because it's back to like freshly picked fruits again,
Yeah.
but it felt
J'ai communiqué avec elle.
thinner, and maybe because the chocolate's absorbing.
And the chocolate like kind of coats your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Like the longan, like it felt like fresh fruits, but it was just also like still juicy. This didn't feel juicy. This felt like water.
It feels more like
100%. Yeah.
it brings out almost like an orange flavor to me.
Yeah.
And I agree with you on the water. Like you lose that creaminess.
Yeah.
I drink all mine because I love this coffee, and there's none left here.
Really good.
It was hard to hold back just for the sipping.
Yeah.
I think the great thing about this coffee is this is like something that if I was a coffee connoisseur or I was entertaining at home and I wanted to showcase to people like, oh, like I'm that, you know, fancy coffee drinker, I would buy this bag to blow their minds.
Yeah.
Because they would not know that this was actually coffee.
I think
100%.
I would make it and tell them it was tea just to see if they'd believe me. Just to see what would happen.
It's pretty believable though. Like, and if you added like maybe just like an ounce or two of water to this and thinned it out, like it could very easily be a tea.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
But yeah, I fully enjoy this. This is actually going to be on retail tomorrow for us. For all the rest of our stores at his shelves this week, we're selling it in 170 gram bags. It's a Monday roast only, so if you're special ordering, you have to order it on Monday. But otherwise, it'll be on shelves and it'll be on Brew Bar coming this week. But I'm just super excited because it's also a coffee that, as good as it is, it's also extremely affordable. It's only $29 for the bag. And so whereas like some of our geishas that are just as remarkable or even less remarkable sometimes as this coffee are like upwards of 50, 60 bucks. And so we really just kind of struck gold here. So make sure you taste it, make sure you share it with people, buy a bag, blow your friends' minds. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, doing another coffee chat.
Thank you.
Bye.